Hello, welcome to my project on the Whiskey Rebellion. First, the exposition. When the government was new, they needed money from the Revolutionary War debt. They made the whiskey tax, which taxed all distilled liquors made in the U.S. It was the first imposed tax made by the newly founded government. Farmers of the western frontier didn't like this tax because they had been making their money off the whiskey for years without being bothered. Many of these farmers were veterans of the Revolutionary War, so they felt they shouldn't have to pay the tax. They were mad at this tax, so they protested, but it wasn't a peaceful protest. They were violent to avoid the tax. The Western farmers felt that this was abuse on federal authority, and it was targeting the wrong things like corn, rye, and grain. And shipping these were hard on the terrible roads, so they decided to distill the liquor themselves. The larger farmers were able to deal with the tax because they had enough money, but the smaller farmers were not able to pay for it and would go into debt. So they were pretty mad at the tax. As the rebellion got more violent and crazy, the farmers would attack the tax collectors and not give them their money. In 1794, the protests became very violent. John Nyeville is a regional tax collector supervisor. He had a guarded home, and 400 whiskey rebels went to his house in Pittsburgh and set it on fire. Washington heard about this and got an army of about 13,000 men. He was sent to the spot of the protest. The 400 people were scared of all of them, so they fled home. When the army got there, only about 20 people were arrested and then eventually let go. When Washington was sent with the militia, it had ended the rebellion. John Mitchell and Philip Weigel were found guilty for treason. Thomas Jefferson was elected in 1802, and he repealed the excise tax on whiskey. This was the first challenge to the United States, and it showed that they could keep the Union together after a tough time.